and it's even in my astrology chart. I also speak on my subjective astrological birth chart to help people understand astrology objectively or through their subjective experience. Okay? I also give mini astrology lessons in all of my sessions with clients, which you can get with me over the phone. And if you're looking for an oracle or tarot reading only, which I can also do, I can give you an audio recording. Eventually I'll do videos, but right now I'm working with limited text, so I'm trying to keep my storage low by doing mostly audio recordings. Plus the sound is much better on this recorder. Alrighty, so I felt like that was necessary to mention. 515, the moon enters Capricorn. 17th for the West Coast and 18th for the East Coast, the moon enters Aquarius. On the 20th, the moon enters Pisces and the fourth quarter moon phase begins. The 21st is when the sun enters Gemini. Again, adjust accordingly if you follow current day astrology versus traditional. On the 22nd, the moon enters Aries. On the 24th, the moon enters Taurus. And a big transit also happens today, okay? So I mentioned Saturn going into Aries, so this is the day. May 24th, Saturn officially moves into Aries. Now, Saturn has not been in Pisces as long as Neptune was. It was only in Pisces since about March 2023. So it will stay in Aries until September 1st, when it will transit back into Pisces one last time from then through mid-February next year, 2026. Its final stay back into Aries will be from then to April 2028. And it will be in alignment with Neptune and Aries during those transits. Okay? So, Saturn is the planet of karma, of challenges, of structure. It traditionally rules Capricorn, and it used to rule Aquarius. Aquarius's modern ruler is Uranus, okay? So Saturn is a very challenging planet, but it's all about growth. It's known as kind of the father time of the zodiac, right? It's the parent figure of the zodiac. Cancer, its polar opposite, is the mother figure, and Saturn is the father figure. And it is represented by Chronos, time, structures, etc., etc. So if not just your sun sign, but any other major planets that are being emphasized in your chart that might be in the sign that Saturn is in, is going to challenge you. So if you're a Pisces sun or other Pisces major aspects in your chart are being lit up for the last few years, you would have had a lot of karmic challenges. Okay? Now we're looking at Aries. And I know Aries people are like, what the heck, man? What the heck? Because we just came out of the Aries North Node for like 3 years at the beginning of this year in 2025. You'd be thinking like, can we just get a freaking break? Well, you know, Aries, you're all about new beginnings. So let's embrace that, okay? Let's focus on overcoming those obstacles, not getting stuck in them and not moving forward, right? And with the Taurus new moon energies, one of the shadow sides of Taurus is they can really dig in their heels and not want to budge. So there is obviously going to be some resistance here in the collective when it comes to these new beginnings, with some energies being out there. However, without any major retrogrades going on, except for Pluto happening in a couple weeks, we are unobstructed. Okay? There's no excuses. We can all get going on what we love, what we want to create right now. And again, know that that astrology is like it's like a weather forecast, right? That's what other astrologers will say. It kind of gives you a roadmap for your soul if you're looking at it personally for your chart, or a roadmap for collective decisions if you're looking at it on a more global external scale. Hence, natal astrology versus evolutionary astrology, and I do both. Though I am a master of natal astrology, and I still consider myself a student of evolutionary astrology. And for anybody wondering, there's absolutely no way that anybody in one lifetime could master astrology because it is so deep and complex. There is over 4,000 ways of approaching a birth chart. Let me say that again. There's over 4,000 ways of approaching a birth chart and many different aspects you can focus on, okay? So that is why each astrologer is unique. Again, also there's Vedic astrology versus Western astrology. I practice Western, and in case you're wondering, I use the Placidus house system. Okay, there's different house systems. And again, I'll get into more astrology lessons another day, but if I keep going on and on, we will be here all day. So I hope that helps somebody. All right, where are we at here? Alrighty. So Aries people, hang in there. It's all good. I have a conjunct 10th house Venus in Aries and Mars in Aries. So I'm very familiar with this energy, and yes, the North Node transit was intense for me. Okay, I actually just posted on the community tab for like the second time since I've been on YouTube officially, which has been since what, October of last year, 2024. And I very briefly shared some very intimate details about my experience and how I came to be a spiritual guide. I'm also a writer and am working on sharing my story with everyone. So you get to look forward to that. Okay, so on the 25th, Mercury enters Gemini. The 26th, if you observe, is Memorial Day.